Hello, Sagittarius. This is Tarot Queen Jamila, and I will be doing your 2017, 2018, 2019 reading. Okay, so I know that it's been a while since I started on these, but I've been extremely busy, and I am finally doing these readings. So welcome to the channel. I know you guys have been waiting on your reading to go up. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. I have got so many different choices of readings. You can get a reading as little as 25. That is called a mini reading. You can get a full reading. You can get a Skype reading. You can get a video reading. So you can contact me below, okay? Alrighty. So I am going to call to the spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels for the Sagittarius, and we're going to call to the spirit guide. We're going to call to Archangel Michael for protection and Raphael for healing. Okay. Sorry, I've had such bad congestion here lately. It's just ridiculous with these allergies. It just seems like they just don't let up. All right, so show me what is Sagittarius's lesson from last year, from 2017. Okay, what can Sagittarius expect in the next year? A challenge that Sagittarius will face this year. Show me how can Sagittarius harness their inner power. Advice on lessons learned last year in 2017 or maybe in another year. What are you seeing as far as going ahead to 2019? And what is Sagittarius's personal theme for the year of 2018? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this going here. I know you guys have been waiting, and I'm like, let me get these done. All right. Interesting. Knew that was going to happen. So your theme for the year, which is the final card at the center, is getting over emotional pain, but the emotional pain is coming from your mind. So this is all about, if you're going to heal your body, then you're going to heal your mind at the same time. So we'll get into that in a second. Your first card, which is lessons from your previous year, lessons from last year, you got the Wanderer. So this is where Sagittarius says you really learned the value of not trusting everybody. You learned how to really feel people out, get a feel of what they're doing, get a feel of their agenda. And I feel like last year also you were working on major trust issues, almost to where you may have been a little bit paranoid about who you could trust. So I feel as though you've been working on dealing with your trust issues since last year, okay? And knowing that that is a very good, healthy place to go to, as far as, you know, within life, if you can't trust other people, and so I feel as though this is where you were trusting the wrong people. You were kind of misguided and misjudged. You were misjudging who to trust. You were, and I feel like you learned that lesson last year. In some kind of way, it's going to be different for different Sagittariuses. Now, in the next year, what you can expect in the next year, you guys got the Four of Vessels. So this is not good. I feel as though you may have gotten out of a relationship last year, and you may have felt good about getting out of it. But I feel as though in the next year, you're going to sort of close yourself off to love. I feel like in the next year, yeah, you got the Four of Vessels. So this is where, again, you're not open to love. Okay, maybe you're open to money, maybe you're open to other things, but as far as really allowing love, or I feel as though, and so yeah, you definitely, just looking at this, you can see where a lot of you may have split from somebody last year, but now for the next year, you're gonna sort of close yourself off to love. And then also, I feel as though this is where you get, if you're in some kind of relationship, Sagittarius, I feel as though it's almost where, with the Four of Vessels represents when you need to count your blessings. And it represents appreciating what you have as well. So I kind of feel as though there's this dynamic, possibly with a relationship with an air or either a water sign. You got a lot of water sign cards as your final card. So I feel like you are going through an emotional healing process, and it's not just emotional, it's sexual healing. A lot of you Sagittarius are healing from sexual abuse, especially when this mirror card comes up. So I know that I'm not trying to trigger anybody or anything, but it's just, what I'm seeing for some of you. Now, a challenge that you'll face this year. You guys got the Five of Swords, the Five of Arrows. So this is where, this is disagreements, this is disharmony, this is where, people may be acting really petty, people may be throwing daggers at you, people may be taking advantage. Is when everybody is against you at once. So I kind of feel as though, this is stuff that you're possibly going to be going through. And I feel like you're going to be feeling as though you can't resolve your issues. I kind of feel as though this is where you're going to have some kind of conflict. It's all about resolving conflicts in your relationships and the best way to do it. And I don't feel like a lot of you have been going about that conflict resolution. Anytime you're doing things to create more conflict, it's not going to be a solution to the issue. It's just not. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, how to harness your inner power is going to be the mirror card. So you guys are actually being told, listen, you are going through some kind of healing phase, and you really honestly need to pay attention and heal yourself. You need to look at yourself. You need to look at yourself. Okay? You're always pointing out what other people are doing wrong, Sagittarius, but you cannot look at yourself and take a critical look at yourself and what you're doing. Okay, so this card, just to explain it to you, in many traditions, the initiator into hidden knowledge is a female figure that reveals insights and wisdom to choose on a spiritual sojourn. In the ancient Arthurian cycles, this is Morgan, who takes Arthur on the journey into limbo and healing on the Isle of Avalon. The Lady of the Lake is another such primal figure, who also acts as a holder and guardian of the sword Excalibur and as arbiter of Arthur's actions. Both these archetypes represent the unconscious journey of the soul into deeper awareness and wisdom. No act of will can make the soul take this journey. It can only happen after much searching and questing. It is also a precondition of this experience that some kind of wounding has taken place. It is through the pain and endurance of the wounding that wisdom comes, at which point the individual can cross the lake to the island of healing and protection. It is a natural state of surrender that allows the inner self to travel across the emotional sea to the other world. So, quite frankly, this is where you need to allow yourself to heal. I've been saying this about Sagittarius, is the fact that I feel as though for some reason a lot of you don't want to heal. You don't want to allow yourself to heal. And that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay? It seems like there's always this negative cycle that you're in. Okay? And it's kind of like it's not very healing. It's almost like it's the opposite of healing. So this is something, this is a where you need to harness your inner power. Spirits is saying that it is time for you to heal this year. Okay. So this card is comparable to the Hanged Man, but it's kind of like a cross between the Hanged Man and the Blasted Oak, which is the Tower. So this is when you have to really, really take a deep look at self and see what it is that you're doing that is causing all of this conflict and distrust in your life. And then also, Sagittarius, you're not, yeah, something's up with that. Okay, something's up with that Four of Vessels. You're kind of blocking out your blessings a whole lot. It's what I can see a lot of you doing as well. Okay, now your advice card and also lessons you learned last year, you got the balance card. So the balance card is all about inner peace, inner equilibrium, okay? It's also about the balance card represents the justice card. It's also about being fair, okay? What you throw out there is what you get back, and you learned that last year. Okay, you learned that in 2017 that when you put negative energy out there, you're going to have to get it back. Okay, and it's just the way that it is. Now, guidance for the year ahead, you guys got the Eight of Arrows. You know, you can, the Eight of Arrows, the key word for the Eight of Arrows is struggle. So I feel like a lot of you are struggling to get past things. It's all in your head. You got a lot of air cards. The balance card is an air card. The Five of Arrows is air. You got a lot of air and water. So this is where your emotional is going to have a lot to do with your mental healing. So it like I always say, healthy mind, healthy body. You know, I sense that there's negative thoughts, there's negative things, there's negativity, you can tell. And then also a general lack of appreciation for probably yourself or others. It's definitely something that you're going to be working on for the next year. Now, your final outcome card, you got the Knight of Vessels in the reverse position, and you got the Queen of Vessels in the reverse position, and you got the Seven of Arrows. So there's definitely some insecurity involved with a water sign. This is either a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, in that order. Okay, I feel as though there's possibly some people that you can't trust that you're going to find out this year. I feel as though it can also represent having some issues with these people. But to be honest with you, just because I tell you that you can't trust that person, or just because I tell you that it's trust issues, doesn't mean that you can't trust that person. You have trust issues. You have trust issues. You've got a lot of negativity that you hold on to. And so you do need to heal. I feel like you are resistant of that healing. I feel like that's why the Queen of Vessels is reversed. And then that's also why the Knight of Vessels is reversed. I feel like you are like you're blocking the healing. I feel like you're sort of blocking it. I feel like you're energetically, you are sort of blocking the situation. You're blocking yourself. You've got negative subconscious blockages is what you have. Okay. So these are negative subconscious blockages. I feel like it does have something to do with your thoughts of self. And whenever you have those negative blockages, this is when things begin to slow down and they don't manifest for you. So I feel like for this year, it's going to be all about getting past this blockage, which has a lot to do with yourself. It has a lot to do with your perception, and it has a lot to do with how you treat others. Again, you're going to have to treat others fairly. Otherwise, you're always going to have this struggle. Okay, this is the root of your problem. The root of your problem is that you really, really need to understand that the energy that you throw out there is what you get back. So I can definitely sense that. Also, there being some difficult times surrounding maybe your emotions. I feel like this is all about balancing out your emotions and possibly working out your issues with people. But I definitely do feel as though either something treacherous, some kind of treacherous person is going to expose themselves possibly this year. And yeah, I feel as though those types of situations, they definitely are affecting you. The Four of Vessels, you can tell that it's either a negative association or a negative thought process that you're having that is affecting you emotionally and mentally. Okay, so I feel like this is where this year is all about trying to push past these mental blockages, which are negative subconscious thoughts. You got a lot of negative thoughts. You think very negatively. So in order for you to retrain yourself, and it's kind of difficult for you to not retrain, it's kind of difficult for you to come out of that. It's very difficult for you to come out of it. And it has something to do with your trust, and then also maybe a lack of faith. Okay, people that have trust issues or a lack of faith, they always feel insecure. They don't feel that their spirits are taking care of them. They don't feel that they're being taken care of. They feel like it's not enough. They feel like they don't have enough. All of that results, or all of that stems from your mind. But then again, it also stems from your root chakra. So you can definitely see where there needs to be balance between your root and your upper chakra. I really do feel that strongly. Thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. If you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. If you are looking for a cleansing or a healing or to get rid of some bad energy, the link to my website is below. I can definitely help you with that as far as with cleansing and purging those negative subconscious thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Love and light and blessed be.